Now, I'm going to make a pathetic little excuse here. For the last year, I've not travelled anywhere from New Zealand. I don't use an alarm clock. I just get up when my brain tells me to get up, which is usually 6 AM, half 6, sometimes 7 AM. I relied on that, and I just got up at 12 PM, which makes sense because we're like 5 hours difference, and so it's like I got up at 7 AM, which I planned to, but I forgot I was in America. So because I'm so late, I can't go to the place today, the titanium peeler place today, to see about tumbling. Guys got a meeting, so I'm gonna have to meet there early tomorrow, so I'm just gonna move from this hotel to a hotel nearby so I can get there nice and early in the morning, using an alarm clock, of course. It was hard to see the view at night time, but it's got kind of a nice view. Well, I think it's a nice view. Just big space. This is pretty much what I think America is like in my head when I'm not here, and then now that's it. I don't travel much. Got a few hours to kill, so I'm going to move hotels and, you know, maybe check the place out a little bit. Actually, when I say check the place out, what I mean is go and sit somewhere on my laptop, drink a coffee and check emails. That's the kind of life I lead. Right, so have arrived at, shoes off, have arrived at, oh actually, I was at the counter, and there was like this big long silver thing down, like, looked like a kind of thing you'd heat food up in or something, or like a safe or something. I said, oh, what's that big silver thing? And she went over to it, pulled the drawer out, and took out a warm cookie. Apparently all the guests at this DoubleTree hotel get a free cookie. I mean, that's just like, that's me sold for life, I think. Like, a free cookie it's like catnip for cats. Can't see the button for ground floor. Just star and then L. Maybe that's it. I stopped on the way out to say how amazing the cookie was, because I had it with coffee as soon as I got in. Cookies don't last long around me. And she said, "Do you want another one?" So yeah, I think that's like the best hotel in the world. She said free guests. She said guests can have cookies whenever they want. Like, I'm gonna put you out of business. I've just spent the last 2 or 3 hours in Starbucks editing yesterday's video. Uploading that, but the Wi-Fi was too slow, so I have to upload it from the hotel. Started editing today's video, started answering emails, so yeah, it's not as quite as exciting as you might think traveling. You know, it's just the same work I'm doing, but in a different place. So back at the hotel room, just spent the last little while trying to figure out why in yesterday's video the lights were flickering, and it's because I was on PAL, which is a sort of British, Australian maybe, certainly New Zealand, like file format. It's 25 frames per second. America and I don't know, maybe Canada, some other places I'm not sure, are on NTSC, which is 30 frames a second. So the problem is that I was recording in PAL, which is 25 frames a second, or 50, or 100, like it's a multiple of 25. But these in the US, your AC in the US is 60 Hertz. So if I record at 25 frames a second or 50, let's say 50 is lower than the 60, and so you get the flicker. If I was recording at 30 frames a second, or 30 or 60 frames a second, the 60 is higher than, say, the 50 hertz of the lights that we have in Europe and New Zealand and the UK, that kind of thing. So you get that flicker because the frame rate of the camera is a little bit lower than this. I think that makes sense. I'm not sure. All I know is that there's no flicker here anymore because I put it to NTSC, which is American, and I'm in America. Anyway, enough of that. Those are my tech issues. There was a couple of people in the comments in the last few days, at least a couple, who said, oh, you're going to LA or California or whatever, I'm there, do you want to meet up? Now, I've not replied in the comments, I've not replied privately, anything like that. My focus right now is to get these titanium peelers and cheese slicers to the company and start doing with that. Like, that's my sole focus. I really can't think of anything else right now. So yeah, that might be a possibility. I'll see how the next few days go and kind of leave it open. It would be cool to sort of meet up with one or two people, or whoever follows this blog if they're nearby. There's been comments coming in recently saying, hey, come over to the West Coast, come to East Coast, come to New York. That's cool as well. No doubt I will be there at some point. Not in this trip, of course, but some other time. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. It's been a short video today, but I think I'm going to call it a day at that. I will, of course, leave you with a quote. It is by Tom Rath, and he said, if you spend life trying to be good at everything, you will never be great at anything.